After an eventful first 6 weeks back in the White House, President Trump delivered a boastful and very controversial address to Congress Tuesday night. Coming in at just 100 minutes, it was the longest speech to Congress in modern history. It saw a Democratic member get kicked out, several other Democrats walk out at various points, and Republicans firmly backing their president. To me, this address showed how resentful and off track both parties are. We have a couple of very important key points to go over, so make sure you watch to the end so that you don't miss anything. First, and as expected, Trump went over all the things he has accomplished during his second term. He started off his speech by saying, "America is back," and that the American dream is back. Watch this.
I return to this chamber tonight to report that America's momentum is back, our spirit is back, our pride is back, our confidence is back, and the American dream is surging bigger and better than ever before. The American dream is unstoppable, and our country is on the verge of a comeback, the likes of which the world has never witnessed and perhaps will never witness again. There's never been anything like it.
Trump did speak on his aggressive changes to the government, calling it a common sense revolution that has seen swift and unrelenting action. And that action has been spearheaded by Elon Musk and his Department of Government Efficiency. Trump gave Elon Musk spotlight and praised him. And all of Musk's actions and moves were cheered on by the GOP. Take a look at this clip.
Created the brand new Department of Government Efficiency. GOG. Perhaps you've heard of it. Perhaps. He's working very hard. He didn't need this. He didn't need this. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Everybody here, even this side, appreciates it, I believe. They just don't want to admit that.
In that clip, Trump is thanking Elon and saying how much they appreciate him. And then he goes on to talk about how much Elon has done and all of the wasted money Elon figured out and found. President Trump then went on to completely dismiss the Democratic Party. He referred to them as these people and radical left lunatics. Trump said that Democrats would never vote for anything that he wanted to do. So instead, he's going to focus on the things that MAGA believe in, such as the anti-trans culture war, the targeting of pro-diversity programs, his effort to make English the official language of the United States, and other controversial topics. Watch this clip.
You should be hired and promoted based on skill and competence, not race or gender. Very important. Based on merit. And the Supreme Court, in a brave and very powerful decision, has allowed us to do so. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. The poison of critical race theory from our public schools, and I signed an order making it the official policy of the United States government that there are only two genders, male and female.
As we can see in that clip, Trump is speaking about controversial topics. He mentioned in there how he signed an order that there are only two genders, male and female, and he also signed something that said that men are no longer allowed to compete in women's sports. And he gave examples of volleyball and competition races where men are finishing first because it will always be at an unfair status. They are men. They should not be competing against women unless it is a co-ed race. He said that enough is enough and that it's finally going to stop. President Trump also spoke out on making it mandatory to get the death penalty for killing a police officer. Watch what he said in this clip.
1 year ago this month, 31-year-old New York police officer Jonathan Diller, unbelievably wonderful person and a great officer, was gunned down at a traffic stop on Long Island. I went to his funeral. A vicious criminal charged with his murder had 21 prior arrests, and they were rough arrests, too. He was a real bad one. The thug in the seat next to him had 14 prior arrests and went by the name of Killer. He was Killer. He killed other people, they say, a lot of them. His widow's name is Stephanie, and she is here tonight. Stephanie, thank you very much, Stephanie. Thank you very much. And we're going to get these cold-blooded killers and repeat offenders off our streets, and we're going to do it fast. Got to stop it. They get out with 28 arrests They push people into subway trains. They hit people over the head, back of the head with baseball bats. We got to get them out of here. I've already signed an executive order requiring a mandatory death penalty for anyone who murders a police officer. And tonight I'm asking Congress to pass that policy into permanent law.
In that clip, President Trump tells the story of a police officer who was killed from a repeat offender. Now, this offender, Trump said that he had 28 priors, but was still put right back on the streets. And in this, he asked Congress to pass his order and his mandate into permanent law so that if you kill an officer, you get the death penalty. For me, I don't agree that is fair because there are a lot of situations where police officers are in the wrong. I don't feel like it should happen in every case, but it should be regular justice for a murder. Because if that becomes a law, I'm truly afraid that cops will start killing even more than they are now because they know that they can't be killed back or the person will die. Lastly, I want to mention the live protests from the Democrats during the speech and how they were eventually kicked out. Like in this clip of this Democrat representative.
Finding that members continue to engage in willful and concerted disruption of proper decorum, the chair now directs the Sergeant-at-Arms to restore order. Remove this gentleman from the chamber.
President Trump also named Laken Riley, who was murdered by an illegal immigrant, and the Democratic Party did not acknowledge it and were highly criticized for it. Take a look at this.
It's the detention of all dangerous criminal aliens who threaten public safety. It's a very strong, powerful act. It's called.
In that clip, the Democratic side, they didn't clap for Laken. Because no matter whose side you on, this still was an innocent 22-year-old who lost her life to someone who wasn't supposed to be here and that was a violent criminal. So regardless of what side you're on, if you don't agree with each other, you still should care about that girl losing her life and still give her the recognition that she should have. So for me, that was a low blow. The first group of Democrats to walk out were Representatives Jasmine Crockett, Maxwell Frost, and Melanie Stansbury. A few of them had even removed their outer business wear to reveal black t-shirts with messages to the president on their backs. Maxwell Frost's shirt had said, "No kings live here," while others had read the words, "resist." Now, there were other important announcements in this speech, such as the announcement of the Golden Dome missile system, the announcement of the 13-year-old boy who survived brain cancer, and Trump speaking generally on what's next for the United States. But overall, despite the Democrats being kicked out, majority of the US approved of Trump's speech, and that's according to the CBS polls. So please let me know how you feel about this speech. What are all your thoughts on the key points that Trump mentioned, and what's something that really stuck out to you that you want to comment on? Feel free to put it down below because I love reading them. And I'll see you next time on KW Lawholic.